Go, Courtney. You tell them.
So again, Kevin Proto here with Locals Supporting Locals, and we're outside of Penticton City Hall. We got a string of videos here, so please watch all parts. Everything we do is raw, unedited. We don't have the funding to have a professional series all put together and edited, so yeah, just watch all parts. We're going to make sure they're linked together. You can see the City Hall meetings in regards to what was a very, very, very important, very controversial, very passionate meeting tonight in regards to the legalization of marijuana, or actually not so much the legalization for tonight's meeting, it was the business licensing. So we have a number of dispensaries here in town, and they're all under attack by our city under their business license to close down because apparently they don't have a license to sell marijuana, which they claim is to be illegal. So this meeting was to whether suspend and cancel their license or to let it go, and they're going to continue in have a decision in 60 days whether or not the federal government changes and actually legalizes it. And the one thing I have to admit, okay, I'll introduce these guys and then we'll talk here, is we got Melissa and Ryan Oslowy. Yes, I got it right. We also have a special guest here, and I'm going to talk to her in a minute after.
This is Courtney.
This is Courtney here. She's a client of Melissa and Ryan here. Like your presentation was phenomenal. I like how you guys, what you guys talked about in the way it became decriminalized, going right back to the source, how corrupt it was, the politicians. If you could just say a little bit about that, maybe for folks.
Well, the biggest supporter of the coalition against marijuana was the main cotton distributor. When they found out hemp was way more viable than cotton or nylon, they started making it illegal, and it was all corporate bureaucratic bullshit.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there was also a rope company, or maybe that was dealt in with the cotton.
Yeah, with the cotton and nylon. He was the biggest supporter. He put the most money into making it illegal.
Yeah, and that's how they came up with that term marijuana, because it wasn't marijuana, that was a Mexican term or something like that.
That's right. Like I said, it all stems down to racism and, pure greed when it comes to the...
Well, and that's a big reason. If you haven't got one of these calendars, Locals Supporting Locals, the first 4 pages is dedicated to information, because corporatization is fascism, and in order to stop fascism, keep your money local, right? So, and that's why I'm a big supporter and advocate for you guys as well. And this is just one of the issues, but it's a very big one here. Maybe if we can ask Courtney here, how important is it for you to get this medicine?
It's very important. My medicine doesn't work, and I'm on a CAD pump, and all of Melissa's products help me with all my pain, and it helps me walk again, and it gives me a lot of ease. So we should be able to have the medical marijuana for people like me.
Well, and even there was some kids, and particularly one child that was in Summerland, or that was having seizures.
Kaylee. A girl named Kaylee, yeah.
Yes, and as soon as she got on the oil, boom,
That's just one story.
I know of many thousands.
There are millions out there.
Well, you look
honestly.
at them, like in the U.S., how many of them are flocking to Colorado, where it is decriminalized and legalized, and they make money. Everybody's making money. The city, the taxes,
exactly.
everything. And so people are forced to, uproot their homes, their businesses, all in order to save their children. And this stupidity has to stop. And Penticton has a chance here to set a precedent and do something right. I mean, God knows there's enough going on in our city right now that they can actually do something right for a change. Sorry, guys, but you got to call a spade here. And sadly, and I said this with Mr. K too, is they based this on the licensing. That you don't have a license, it's not legal. And I just wanted to point out that the second lawsuit for Skaha Lake development over there, that's on parkland. Okay, now not everybody knows this. They have everybody pinned against each other because it's either you're pro water slide, you're pro kids, you're pro tourism, and that has nothing to do with it. If they're breaking every law possible out there, and that restaurant, you're not allowed to have an operating restaurant on parkland. Yeah, you can't be selling liquor. That's actually on provincial crown land, which has been subleased. Like, there's so much illegal, and they're very well aware of it. It's in the law.